All right. A lot of this game, there was some zone, some quarters, some mixed stuff, some man match, zone match, different stuff to start. This is the first drive. So Boyer started off, the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins, kind of mixing things. Then all of a sudden he comes out in this cover zero. I heard Romo talking about it, and I'm like, I didn't see that much zero when I was doing my review and research for them. But again, I didn't watch all the games. Romo certainly has been on it more than me. That's his job throughout the year. So, I didn't realize Boyer was this aggressive. You have a couple different Belichick guys out there. A guy like Flores is a lot like Belichick. The mix of pressure, mix of coverage. Patricia is more mix of coverage. I guess I'm going to call Boyer more the mix of pressure because this is wild stuff. It's very aggressive. So he comes out zero here. That means no deep safety, no safety at all. That means nobody, no shell, no like protective shell. That was the whole idea of that, to leverage the space. That's when zone stuff all started. And then the umbrella defense of Steve Owen, which he kind of got the zone stuff from Shaughnessy and then turned it into what he would call an umbrella, and that became what we call shells. There's nothing like that going on here. These guys are all up here on the line and right here. So usually a regular cover zero, you just have man-to-man. And that's what you'll see here. And you can beat that. Watch this little stack here. Boom. Little option maybe route, I don't know. But he busts out. Allen was on it, just threw off the back foot, and the ball got away from him. Okay? So, but, you know, again, I was wondering, are we going to see more of that? Oh, yeah. We're going to see more. And I couldn't believe, in fact, it was starting to get a little too much, in my opinion. But then, as the game continued, you know, the Dolphins were way behind, and Boyer kind of jumped off of so much of that. Now, that's just a regular zone, quarters, zone match, whatever they were doing there. And Allen was able to hit those guys. But now we jump into this, and this looks like we're going zero again, right? You got your guys up there, guys here, and everybody's on the line, right? You can see Romo circling it, and nope, guy pops out. This guy pops out. It's more of it's a zone. I mean, it's a match zone, but whatever, or man match, but either way. So that made it harder to get the screen pass. Had that been a real cover, there's still a zero. If there's no deep shell, it's still a zero. But it turned into a match or a zone. And so there you go, underneath anyway. And that's where they went. They still could have gone deep, but they fooled them into trying to go the screen against a very aggressive defense. He jumped out of that. Great. That's nice variety. You can't just go total zero. You can't do anything, one thing. You can't go two safeties deep all the time. You can't go one man high all the time. You can't go anything all the time. And you certainly can't just go zero blitz all the time. Especially a guy like Allen and the veteran offense of the Bills, they will crush you. And they were crushing this to a bit. Now, I love this. This looks like, this is under center. What's going on here? Well, it looks like a man. They got a safety high. You can't see him. So it's a man free. Man-to-man underneath. Safety high. That's what Allen's reading. Allen was right on so many of his audibles. He's good at this. But not this one. Uh-oh. You can see those linebackers starting to creep. They might have been creepers, which means they aren't really coming. But this time they were. Allen wasn't ready. The blocking scheme wasn't right. This right guard pulled. Free shot. Boom. Baker from Ohio State puts him down. Love the way they're using Baker. And watched him a lot at Ohio State, and I love what Boyer's doing with him. So we go to the next. I think the next one we have a zero match again coming. Yep, here they come up on the line. There goes the circle again. This is a match. These two guys here don't have these two guys necessarily. Depends on the routes. And you're going to see an out from him. You can't see it because it's not the all 22, but that guy's about to do an out, and the outside guy takes him. I'll show you it better in another highlight. You'll see it. Not that exact play, but another. Anyway, this guy went straight down the field on Howard. That guy's name is Diggs, by the way. You guys might know who he is. Anyway, he just ran right past Howard. Crazy. I mean, Howard's a Pro Bowl cornerback. I don't know what to say on that. I know Diggs is fast, but yeah, you know when you have zero coverage, you have no help. Well, it is what it is. You know, the truth be told, it is amazing that Allen can just sit back there, has the right blocking scheme, you know, to hold them up. And then make such an incredible pass. You know, I don't have to get into that. You guys can all see what the big rainbow pass, right on target. So I think sometimes, even as veteran leadership and talented as these guys could be, like Howard, it's still hard. And Romo kind of pointed that out. It's just hard to believe how talented Allen can be. Okay, so now I love this. We're getting off this defense for a second. This is all about the offense. I called this out in the podcast. Inverse read option, IRO. I don't know if you want to call it. Usually it's the running back tied to the blocking scheme. They're hooked together, okay? And the read option is all about that running back, with the idea that the quarterback could keep it. That depends on how good of a runner the quarterback is. So this is all just common sense. A lot of times you'll leave a guy unblocked, like the edge guy there, and the quarterback will read him. If he goes with the running back inside, the quarterback will keep it outside. In this case, this is inverse. This is the running back mesh and the running back going out, and the option for the quarterback to go up or out. In this case, it's out. And in this case, the blocking scheme is tied to the to the quarterback. These two guys are going to pull. This is a pin, pull, sweep, power spread, run, sweep for the QB with the option to hand it to the running back. But it's centered on the QB. Usually it's centered on the running back, because I call it an inverse read option. In this case, because everybody's so worried about Allen, and you add these two guys in. I've seen this work with a guy that doesn't run that well, let alone a guy who can run well. And so you got this, and everybody's going here. Allen on the power sweep, watch out, goodbye running back. Touchdown, not that hard. And Cook's a good running, talented dude from Georgia. So that's cool. Now, Dorsey's still doing the stuff, man. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And I think there's a lot of that going on. He has some of his own tweaks. Fans didn't like some of it, but fans don't like a lot of things. Okay, here we go. I think we're going to get back into the coverage stuff again. I am going to get more professional with these. I guarantee you that. Just not there yet. Don't have the time at the moment. So we have a 3rd and 7. And we are going to, this is where I think Romo's calling out double coverage here, if I'm correct. And you see Allen there just yelling and yelling audible stuff. And so here we go. Guys are spreading out. We got a pure empty set now. He yelled all this out. He's looking at this. He's looking at what we got here. What do we got? It's not cover zero. We've got guys back here. That's forming a shell. It's really going to be a quarter shell. He might think it's a 2 high. It's not really a 2 high quarters. It's 4 high in a weird way, but quarters is tricky. It's a little bit like no one's high. No pun, I'm not saying anybody's smoking weed, but anyway, so it's a little bit of an umbrella, but it's an aggressive match defense is what it is. Kind of Narduzzi's famous for it, but there's guys before it. That's Scott Schaefer and guys before him. Mallory's the Mallory guy. All right, anyway, so we have this guy, Baker, again. Love the way they use him. He's racing out on the running back here, and he's going, get out of here, because I'm going to chip Diggs. I'm going to give him a shot. This was an assignment. This is something they've discussed. This is something that was a plan. This isn't like if this was a stack and we're not doing 0, and this is like a quarters look with a guy pressing down here on the cornerback down there, okay? Now what you're going to see, it's a quarters look, though, with a bracket. It's a little trickier, and it's very aggressive. It's more aggressive, might I say, than Narduzzi, because you've got a guy pressing here. You've got a guy here who's trying to do a bracket here. Now, Tony's calling it double coverage. I don't know if he means here is double, but that's not the double, but they are smacking Diggs. But here is going to be the bracket that turns into a double if Diggs goes down the field, which he does. But if he turned it up right here, it wouldn't have been a double. And this guy's giving him a shot, a chip, but he has this guy. It's like the guy when he chips on the line, but he goes out for the pass. He's giving him a chip, but he has this guy man-to-man. Watch. So it's match. He's matching this guy, but he's going to chip this guy, but he misses it because Diggs is too quick. This guy has the outside shoulder. I would have liked to seen him turn his shoulder. That's when you can tell it's leverage more. But anyway, he's got the outside. And I don't know. I think the safety shows up there. Watch this safety. You can tell he's bracketing. See? He's turning. So there's going to be a bracket if the pattern goes down, if the pattern distribution has Diggs going down the field, which it does. So you got a bracket, which I guess Tony would call double. And then you got this guy on here. And then you've got a scramble because everybody's matching up and nobody can see Allen and he's a running QB and you have no spy. And you need to have a spy. And there's a unique way to use a spy as well. It can be a match spy, and I'll explain that in a minute too. So Romo did bring that up. And again, look at this. 4 across. This is cover 0, but it's 4 across. So it's almost like, I almost want to call it a 0 match 4. You know, but this guy comes flying up because his assignment is if this guy goes in motion, that's what he's going to do. And you're going to have then Baker drop out. Boom. Okay? And that messes up this little fling pass here, this little flat. See? To Hines. Okay? Still should have had it, but there was a little miscommunication, but it made it a lot harder with the guy dropping out. You didn't expect that. Great stuff. Great schemes. And these guys are matching up back here. Okay? So then finally, I am going to show a little more of this stuff. Got one more or so here. Yeah. So here we go again. Now we have 0 match here. 3 on 3, right? Are they roll man to man? Well, let me tell you this. 28. If he's man up, and that's that rookie guy I like, but what's his name? Whatever. I forget his name. But anyways, I like this guy. But if you see here, if he has this guy man on man, he follows this guy. Simple. Okay? These guys know how to do that. They know how to play man on man. You would know how to play. Anybody know how to play man on man. It's the simplest thing you can do. He's not. This isn't man to man. Okay? It's match. Problem is, these two guys get confused and take the same outside guy, and Beasley's wide open across in the shallow. Diggs is going to do a crosser against Howard again and burn him again. So Allen was smart enough, as a veteran QB he is, and one of the best in the business, to go for Diggs, though Beasley didn't. And that wasn't Beasley. I'm sorry, that's the rookie that had a big game. But anyways, either way, boom, to Diggs. But now this guy, 28, see, he's like, dang on it, screwed it up. And you see him right there. Screwed it up, man. Screwed it up. But that's a 0 match, not just a regular cover 0. And that's it. That's it for the cover stuff. I have to say that Boyer, heck of a job. He did not just do this the rest of the game. He mixed it in, but he mixed in a lot of stuff. Quarters, match, zone, match, all kinds of, and just, you know, the Bills, when they put their head down to it and kept their focus, were able to do what they had to do because they have the talent, they have the experience, all of that. So, you know, but great stuff. And you know, the culture. I mean, to be down as much as they were down, it could have been 28-0. It was 17-0. Just like Jacksonville, they did not get down. Miami kept fighting. They have a good future with McDaniel, I'll tell you that. Now, we've got a little more audibles going on. Calling out different stuff here by Allen. Guy goes in motion here. This is what I can tell, it's a fake screen QB draw with an option to throw. I don't think he just made that up on the cuff. And I'll tell you, it's a QB option. It's an RPO, but it's a QPO. It's a QPO. Look at this. I do not think he was going here at all. This was a fake because there's space. And I don't know why he wouldn't do it if it wasn't a fake. Does he have that option? I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like it. You can see the lines blocking for a draw here. Kick out by the right tackle. Everybody else is blocking down. The running back has his guy. It works. It's a great way to burn such aggressive defenses. That's why you can't be like that every single play, and you've got to mix it up. But he keeps his head up as he's running forward. It's a lot easier to do rolling. This is tough. He's got a guy here, but he doesn't because this guy's coming. So he looks up quickly. It's incredible. Check here. Nope. As I'm running forward, check here. Look deep. Wide open. Because this guy was hanging out over here and not matching his man like he was supposed to in the 0 match. That guy's Rowe. I know that. And he was over here telling, if we go, yeah, there he is. Yeah, you stay here. This guy wanted to go out here. I don't know what the deal was here. But Rowe said, I'm out here. And the guy's like, fine. And then Rowe just hung out here while the tight end, this guy, was coming across in the end zone. But the cool thing is just, this is tough. You have to be careful. I've seen in the USFL, they try to do some of this wild stuff, or the RTO, run triple option. You see Hurts doing it, and you should see them try to do it in the USFL, man. It's tough. It's tough, and these are the top of their business, right? The best players in the business. So this is hard, but this is great. Running up, looks up, throws. Unfortunately, just a little behind Knox. But I'll be honest, what do you expect with all that going through Allen, all that's happening to him in that play? That pass was good enough. It needed to be caught. That's unfortunate. And Knox would feel as bad as anyone. You can see here it hit the ground. It was close. The Dolphins were very close to never being in this game. But we could say that pretty much for the Bills' whole season, which is crazy. But anyway, that's it.